Yeah.
Console mic switch off. On.
Well, I wasn't working with Hitman at the time, like a lot of people seem to think. Because I think DJ Hitman and DJ Wood, they were both working together here at the time. Because the station was very different. We were linked to the BBC, so they had a license. It's it was all divided. We did have a lot of studios, but we kept paying for them and renting them out. So I kept renting out more studio space, but at the time, it was the people that needed the studio space. And then back here, I found out that DJ Wood was renting out more studios. The row was over who was going to be the manager, and they spent weeks. There was a row at two parties, the housewarming party here and another party. It took them 4 months, and DJ Wood kept saying at the end of the week to everybody, even me at the time, who I was the head of the station, so I was the station manager at the time. But I didn't want the station manager job anymore. So I gave it to DJ Wood while we were in Grange Road, because I wasn't very well. And he obviously moved the station to a much more younger audience. He brought more younger DJs in,
So did you leave then, or did you leave?
Well, I couldn't leave, but then I couldn't stay. So it was very different. It was a very weird time. But what happened in the end was there was a fixed retirement. It wasn't a retirement, but it was because at the time I couldn't leave due to the license that I was under. BBC license. So I was waiting for the station to change its license. And weren't we I know we were chained to 2 licenses, but weren't we your retirement was the thing that peed everybody off at the time. Yeah, because it was a publicity stunt. So I wasn't supposed to leave the station, and that's why I was given a lot of money. I think I was given something like £10,000 or whatever to get out the station. They paid me a lot of money. And then they paid more money to leave the BBC.
Did you retire after they left the BBC? Or?
No, well, yes. Yeah, but it was fixed. It was all a fixed publicity stunt. And it had taken quite a few years to do it. But Hitman had left before that. Oh yeah, Hitman had left way before that.
So were you just at your home, or?
Yeah, well, I was looking after a guy called Brian Hitchie, who had a golf course, and we had and that's where I opened my studio there. So we played a lot of golf and stuff. And I sort of reinvented myself from there, really.
So you weren't happy with what DJ Wood was doing with the station at the time?
Well, the people, like a lot of people working there, wanted a radio station. But what they didn't want was a station playing filthy hip-hop music and whatever the station was playing. So when DJ Wood came in, he said, I believe you've got a radio station. And he was a big name at the time. And I said, yeah. And he said, I believe you got a tape recorder. And I was like, yep, we've got 2 of those. And he said, I believe you've got this number of DJs. And, you know, when I came in, you said DJ Wood's got a radio station that you could join. Because I was staying in the office there. And DJ Wood came in and said, hey, can you do this slot? I was like, well, how many slots do you want me to do? You were Dejal MacDonald, and we never thought you'd be this big DJ Megatron that you are now. But there you are. And we never thought you'd be the ambassador, Gary Morse. We never thought you'd be the ambassador of a newspaper. But oh, yeah, a newspaper which I left a long, long time ago. Yeah, you got a good memory. I mean, without you, I don't think the station would have ever existed. Well, not necessarily, because after Gary Morse left, we were still having problems for a long time. We tried to leave the BBC. Took us 2 years. So, weren't we still Radio ZOZ when you left the BBC? Or? We were, yeah, for another year. And then we were TNT FM for goodness knows how many years. Yeah, we were... and then Temper Radio happened. And... you know, I mean, through lockdown, I was listening to the old Temper Radio shows. In fact, the old shows, the last few when we had TNT FM, because I don't have. Actually, no, I'd tell a lie. I have a few further back, but not any really good ones. I seem to have lost a lot of the good stuff, but I did find one from like 2003, 2004. But it just goes to show that we were always ahead of time, whatever we did. Yeah, because DJ Wood, that's what his idea was. When you listen to Radio ZOZ, say, back 2001 period of time, I was amazed. He did Electric Doors, and it was his idea. And then in 2001, I left it to him. And then he did the same. Well, he didn't. He came and said, I'm going to produce your show, Dejal. Are you? Yeah. He said, do you want your own show? Like, yeah, I'll be a producer. Because producers in those days, they used to sit outside the studio and observe. They weren't allowed in the studio, or if they were, it was very different, because that was the Bank 4 days. Because we were told by Christine Tomlinson, aka Anti-Gig, Christine Haslam Tomlinson, that the producers of Bank 4. Well, I was told that producers of Bank 4, they weren't in the studio, they weren't present. They controlled the show, but they were never present. And then, obviously, later on, you had people record the show, and then people who viewed the show before it even went on air. So a lot of the shows didn't touch on air before they even got there. So it's brilliant having you on. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, we have to talk Christmas Eve, because we have the wonderful Kelly Ford doing 3 hours of a mince pies and mulled wine hour. And then on Christmas Day, oh yes, you've got, in the morning, you've got us in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you've got Scott Boldham and Kelly. I don't know what they're doing. In the night, you've got the best of hardcore and native DJs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Christmas Day. On Sunday, you've got the Salvation Army Christmas service. Is that your God slot now? Salvation Army? Yes. But it's a sponsored slot, because they sponsor that slot. Oh, right. Oh, cool. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to play a record. Because we said that we would.
Pause button.
This is Daddy Shakers, a remix of Daddy Cool. Enjoy. Get this one up.